Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. Today we're going to have a look at the Fancy Pump Action Shotgun. For those that don't know, the Fancy Pump Action Shotgun is a possible reward for turning in Pleasant Valley claim tickets at the Pleasant Valley Ski Resort. If you want more information on that, there is a link to my video in the description below. Now, the Fancy Pump Action Shotgun always comes with the same legendary effects: anti-armor, 50% more limb damage, and plus 50 damage resistance while aiming. It also has, it's not in the description, but it also holds 50% more rounds. This will hold 12 rounds versus 8 for a normal pump action shotgun. And it also has faster reload. Now, here we have a regular pump action shotgun. You can see on the right-hand side, it will show you all the mods that we have currently on it. And there's the damage. I'm fully spec'd as a shotgunner on this character. So I have a 190 damage. The range is 72 and the accuracy is 36. If you compare that to a fancy pump action shotgun, you'll see it will not show you the mods because you can't mod this. This has to be used as it is. The range is the same, but the accuracy is a little less, 29 versus 36. And the damage is a little more, 207 versus 190. And as far as the legendary effects go, you better like them because that's all you can get. You can't re-roll this. You can't mod it in any way. If you actually go to a weapons workbench, this won't even show up. Now, I actually really like pump action shotguns, but I like to use them in stealth. I like to sneak with them. Unfortunately, since this weapon cannot be silenced, there is no point in sneaking at all. And you do have to get rather close because their range is... But it does good work. But yeah, the range isn't very much. And with holding extra rounds and the way it reloads one at a time, it's actually pretty good that it has a faster reload. But it does have a slow fire rate. So for running and gunning, I mean, having a lot of ammo capacity is actually pretty helpful. But as you can see, it does really good damage. I mean, this is full health, but I do have all the shotgunner perks maxed out. And this is a critical build, so I do use those critical hits when I can. As you can see, it actually does really nice work. It tears up enemies, and because the pump action shotgun doesn't have any armor penetration, you know, like a combat shotgun, you can put perforating magazines, but this doesn't have that option. And there are no perks to give armor penetration to shotguns. So having anti-armor is really the best primary effect for a pump action. There's just a quick look at it. I have all the shotgunner perks, also scatter shot and skeet shooter. I also use enforcer, although I tend to do headshots, so really having a cripple doesn't really affect much, but it is good in something like an event if you just want to cripple things rather than kill them. I also have critical savvy and better criticals maxed out. I mean, I really do. I like the pump action shotgun. If I had any wish, it would be, well, a couple actually. I'd like the fire rate to be a little quicker. I mean, it's okay, but compared to a double barrel shotgun, like a quad double barrel, like the cold shoulder, for example, the fire rate seems just, you know, frozen pretty much. And that for me is probably the biggest issue with this weapon. So if in a vacuum, just look at this weapon and use it. I mean, you can see it's actually really good. It does great damage. It takes care of everything. And just on its own, without comparing it to anything, it's a really good weapon. However, since you do have the existence of the cold shoulder, which is a guaranteed roll, it fire, and you can definitely see it here, right, where I'm being swarmed by enemies. See, now I have that, okay. That is one nice thing about the pump, is you can actually interrupt the reload to shoot, which I really like. But you can see I'm being swarmed by enemies, and that fire rate, the slow fire rate, is really what hampers you. Fire rate on this is 5. Here I have a cold shoulder. The fire rate is 36. You can basically shoot as quickly as you can pull the trigger. It also does more damage. So it holds fewer rounds. But other than that, I'd say it's better than this in any way. And all you need is 2 modules. As long as you've completed rank 5 on the current scoreboard, you have yourself a cold shoulder. So, but comparisons out of the way, just on its own, it's a really solid weapon. I wish it could be silenced, and then it would be amazing. And even if you're not into using it, it still looks pretty cool. It has a unique skin, so if nothing else, you can put it on display in your camp. But yeah, let's see how this goes. I'm expecting to struggle a little bit, but we'll see. I could try with the cripple here, see how that goes. Oh, yeah, those ranged attacks, so these things are brutal. But it still, you know, still did the job. I must have crippled this guy by mistake. The reload, so even though it has a faster reload, it's still pretty tough. So this is the kind of gun you definitely want to do tactical reloads whenever you can. Just because if you had to reload, if we wait until it's empty every time, you will be, yeah, you'll be suffering. I know there's a king over here. I saw one. Let's cripple him. Maybe. Maybe not. But yeah, those reloads are, yeah, it's a bit. It's much. I mean, I do like the fact that it's got faster reload, and you can see it actually does really good damage. I mean, Mirelurk Kings are very tanky. So this will take care of anything. And definitely for people who miss out on the scoreboard, although you can still get Cold Shoulder with stamps. So it's still available. And yeah, let's see what we can do against the Mirelurk Queen. Now, my favorite thing with queens is to, there we go. That's what I like to do with the Mirelurk Queen. So the game bugged out on me while I was fighting the Mirelurk Queen, and she just stopped taking damage. So rather than server hop and try it again, because I think we get the idea against the Mirelurk Kings, they're very tanky. I thought we'd give this guy a try. So strategy I like to use, not usually swimming, but if we can cripple these guys and get them on the ground, and then we can kind of do things at our own pace. That is the thing about shotguns. That crippling is just, it can be really useful if you do it properly. So as you can see, I mean, the shotgun's really good. It's just because of the Cold Shoulder, yeah, it makes comparisons a little difficult. And there you have it. I think this weapon is actually really good. The big issue is the fact that the Cold Shoulder exists. And the Cold Shoulder is just, number one, it's an easier option. It's easier to get. I mean, this has a very small chance to drop from turning in Pleasant Valley claim tickets. Plus, it takes a while. The process of turning the tickets in is very slow. And the Cold Shoulder can be had for just a couple of modules and some crafting materials. And boom, you've got a God Roll double barrel shotgun that does more damage and fires quicker. So in a vacuum, I really love this weapon, but with the Cold Shoulder, I like it. I still think it's fun, and I still plan to use it. I'll just switch out. I carry a bunch of different shotguns on this character, and it's always nice to have something different to use, to try, and plus it looks really cool. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit one of the buttons down below, and I hope you'll join me in the next one. Thank you very much.